Hello, good morning children. Welcome to today's session of online class of Sri Gokulam Guruvayur. Today we are going to discuss about a new topic of planning, that is steps in planning. Children, in the last class we have studied what is planning, its features and its importance. Now let us know what are the steps which have to be followed while the process planning.
Hello children, the topic which we are going to discuss today is steps in planning process. First of all, let us see what is planning. Planning is bridging of gap between present position to the future position. That is, from where we are to where we want to go. So, to fill this gap, we have to follow some steps. So, let us study the steps in planning. Here are the 7 steps of planning. Setting objectives is the first one. Second one is developing premises. Third one, identifying alternative courses of action. Fourth one is evaluating alternative courses. Fifth one is selecting an alternative. Sixth one is implementing the plan. And the seventh one is follow-up action. Now we are going to discuss each of these steps. The first step is setting of objective. By setting objective, the organization specify what they want to do or what they want to achieve. For example, increasing sales by 20% in the next year could be the objective of an entire organization. So achieving a target of 20% sale or increasing the sale by 20% by next year, that is one objective. So you have to remember that objective must be set for the entire organization and for all departments, units and employees. Do remember that this objective gives direction to all the people in the organization. The second point is developing premises. What is this premises? Planning is concerned with future, which is uncertain. You all know that planning is looking ahead. You are looking into the future. And you also know that future is uncertain. So, what the manager does in this situation? He creates assumptions about the future, which will be a base material upon which plans are to be drawn. So these assumptions are called planning premises. In other words, we can say that developing premises means premises are assumptions about the environment in which plans are made and implemented. So here are some of the assumptions prepared which will be a base for preparing a plan. So let us see which are these premises or assumptions. What kind of market will there be? What volume of sales? What prices? What product? What technical developments? So these are some list of assumptions which is prepared before going for planning. Okay. Assumptions are made in the form of forecast. So you have to remember that those assumptions have to be made in the form of forecast. Forecast is important in developing premises as it is a technique of gathering informations. So when you prepare this forecast, you will get the answers like who, what, where, when, why. Getting the answers or getting the informations, it will be a great thing while you prepare your plan. So forecast can be made about the demand for a product, government policy changes, interest rate, tax rate, etc. Accurate forecast, therefore, become essential for successful plans. Okay, so if you are making this forecast accurate one that will add to the success of your plan. Next point is identifying alternative courses of actions. So once you have set an objective now and also you have prepared assumptions, the third step is identifying all possible alternative course of action to achieve the objective. Suppose as a student you have objective of scoring more than 90% mark in your exam. Okay, so your objective is more than 90%. And assumptions means you are making a future forecasting or assumptions about the future. Okay, so in that way, after preparing the assumptions, you are planning in what all way you can achieve your objective. What are the alternative courses of action before you so that you can achieve the objective of scoring more than 90%. So alternative courses for a student may be the different way of studying. Okay, you can go for self-study, you can go for tuition, or you can use you can listen to the lectures. So these are the different alternatives in front of you to achieve your objective. So you are identifying what are the things, what can you do to achieve your objective, what actions will lead to the achievement of your objective. So that is the third step. Okay, you are identifying alternative courses of action. So if a project is very important, then more alternatives should be generated and thoroughly discussed amongst the members of the organization. So more important project, better go for more alternative courses so that you have choice to select the best one from among the many alternatives available. Then fourth step is evaluating alternative courses. So in front of you there are many alternatives. So you have to select one best. So how can you select? You can't go for closing your eyes and that is selecting one. You have to find out the advantage, that is pros and cons of each alternative, weight them, that is judge them, find out the limitations and advantage of each of this alternative. The positive and the negative aspect of each proposals are evaluated in the light of the objective to be achieved. So to achieve your objective, that is more than 90% mark, what are the alternative you have already identified. Now you have to evaluate which method should I use to study. So that method will have some merits as well as demerits. That on that basis you have to evaluate them. Okay, so you are studying or you are identifying each alternative, then studying is which one is the good for you. Okay, so alternatives are evaluated in terms of their feasibility and consequences. So an organization, when they are evaluating the alternatives, they will check their feasibility, whether the available alternatives is it in their reachable form, that is whether these resources or alternatives is within their reach. Okay, and also the consequences. If I am selecting one of the alternatives, what is the consequences of selecting that alternative in future? That also I have to study prior selecting this alternative. Okay, so you have to evaluate the alternative in terms of feasibility and consequences. Then the fifth point is selecting an alternative. So you have tested now the first, that is, you have identified the alternative, you have evaluated the alternative. Now that is the most crucial step, that is selecting an alternative. This is the real point of decision making. The best plan has to be adopted and implemented. The ideal plan would be the most feasible, profitable, and with least negative consequences. So a manager, while selecting an alternative, he should take up such an alternative which is most feasible, most profitable, and with least negative consequences. So that have to be a very crucial step of decision making. Most plans are not always be subjected to a mathematical analysis. See, most of the plans which are or most of the alternatives are not scientifically analyzed or mathematically analyzed. Instead, they are subjective in nature, and it depends on the manager's experience and their judgment while selecting the best alternative. So here the manager's experience and management, that is judgment, it plays a very important role while selecting the best alternative. Sometimes even the manager use a combination of different alternatives. Okay. So instead of selecting one alternative, he can use a combination of alternatives. So he can, student, as I was giving you the example of a student whose objective is scoring more than 90%, and he have an alternative before him, that moving to the tuition, listening to the class properly, and self-study. So he can use a combination of these things. So that can be a selection. That selection process can also be done. Sixth point is implementing the plan. So now you have prepared a plan in paper. Now what you have to do? You have to put it into action. So while putting it into action, the other 5 functions of management, which are they? Which are the other managerial functions? Organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. They also come into picture. Okay, so implementing the plan is what? Putting the plan into action. That plan was in paper, that have to be actually make into action. For example, if there is a plan to increase production, then more employees, more machinery will be required. This step involves organizing for labor and purchase of machinery. See, so after we have plan for increase of production, what is the next step? We have to gather the labor. That is, there comes organizing, one of the functions of management. And also we have to purchase machinery. So this is all related to organizing and staffing functions. And also making them work, directing function will come up. So this implementing the plan means you are putting the plan into action. Actually, the work have started. Next, 7th point is follow-up. Follow-up means what? It is to see whether the plans have been implemented and activities are performed according to the plans. So we are checking whether we are up to we are following the plan. The plan which was in paper, it have been in action, and now we are checking whether everything is working out according to our plan. So monitoring the plan is important to ensure that objectives are achieved. Okay, so that is attending a test paper or exam by a student, we can evaluate whether the student is able to achieve his objective. So that is a follow-up action for a student. In case of organization, we are checking whether the manager is checking whether the plan drawn by him is implemented in a proper way. So children, we have come to an end of this session. There are 7 points of steps in planning: setting objective, developing premises, identifying alternative courses of action, evaluating alternative courses, selecting an alternative, implementing the plan, and follow-up actions. So, let us wind up today's session. Before that, let me remind you, there is a YouTube URL video which will help you to get a more idea related to this point, that is steps in planning. A test paper is also attached, so do attend the test paper. So we are stopping our class now. Meet you in the next class. Thank you.